Hello, fans. I'm so happy to see you again. Now I'm going to talk about this Tuesday's update, the predictions that you and I are eagerly waiting for. And I have to start with something that feels almost too dangerous to ignore. It seems like Brooke Lynn may be standing right at the edge of a shocking call, the kind of call that could crack open everything she thinks she understands about Chase, Willow, Michael, and even the little family she has been trying so hard to protect. I don't want to say this is definitely what happens because nothing feels certain right now, but I can't shake the feeling that this phone call could become the first spark in a much bigger fire. I think Brooke Lynn may receive news that sounds simple at first, but the deeper I look at it, the more suspicious it becomes. That call could possibly come from Michael, and it may involve Chase being found in Willow's bed. On the surface, it sounds like a betrayal. It looks messy. It looks humiliating. It looks like the kind of scandal that would explode across Port Charles before anyone has time to explain. But could it be that what Michael saw was not the full truth? Could it be that Chase was placed in that situation for a reason? I'm starting to wonder if Michael may not be as shocked as he appears. I know that sounds bold, but in a town like this, I can't ignore the possibility of a setup. It seems like Michael may have his own reasons for wanting Chase cornered, exposed, or even blamed. I'm not saying Michael is definitely behind anything, but I do think the timing feels strange. Why now? Why Willow? Why Chase? And why would Brooke Lynn be pulled into this through a phone call that could leave her heartbroken and furious at the same time? Then I have to look at Joe, because the predictions around his possible arrival feel loaded with secrets. It seems like Tuesday could be the day Joe finally steps into the picture, and I have a feeling his entrance may not be quiet. I don't think Joe is just another random new face. I suspect there may be a buried connection between Joe, Brooke Lynn, Chase, and the child they are raising. Could it be that Joe is the biological father? Could this mean the child's past is not as settled as everyone hoped? But here is where everything gets darker. If Joe really has a claim, would he truly go straight to kidnapping his own daughter instead of trying to fight for custody openly? I struggle with that idea. Unless desperation, fear, or revenge is driving him, still, I'm not convinced Joe is the one who would take the child. I keep circling back to Ethan. I don't know why, but Ethan feels like the person who could move in the shadows while everyone else is blaming the obvious suspect. No one would expect that the new conflict may not be between Brooke Lynn and Joe at first, but between Joe and Ethan. And if Ethan is somehow connected to a kidnapping, then Joe's arrival could become even more explosive. It may not be about a father trying to reclaim a child. It may become about a man discovering that someone else has used his name, his past, or his connection to create chaos. I can imagine Brooke Lynn feeling betrayed by everyone. I can imagine Chase being torn between protecting the child and proving he has not lost control. I can imagine Joe stepping in with anger, but maybe also with pain. And I can't help wondering whether the truth may be about to come out in a way that hurts every person involved. Now I need to talk about Drew, because I feel like his situation may be heading toward a dangerous turning point. Drew has been trapped in a nightmare, and it seems like Nina has gone too long without injecting him with the paralytic drug. That delay could be the opening Drew needs. I don't think he is safe yet, not even close, but I do think there may be a small window where he can try to reach someone. The question is, who would Drew trust? I doubt he would feel safe with Nina or Willow anywhere near him. I think he could try to reach Kai, Trina, Liz, or anyone who might believe something is wrong before Nina can cover her tracks again. It seems like Drew may be weak, disoriented, and desperate, but that does not mean he is powerless. Sometimes the most dangerous moment for a villain is when the victim finally has just enough strength to send one signal, make one sound, or leave one clue. And Nina may already be losing control. I have to say it carefully because I'm only speculating, but it seems like Nina's connection to the paralytic drug may not stop with Drew. I think she may also be linked to what happened with Brennan. Fans may have already seen that terrifying possibility, and I can't ignore how cold it feels. Nina may not be so different from her daughter after all. She may be willing to cross lines, commit crimes, and justify everything if she thinks she is protecting herself or someone she loves. That brings Charlotte into the picture, and I think Charlotte may see an opportunity. Could Charlotte try to use Nina's crimes against her? Could she decide that Nina is vulnerable enough to target? I don't think Valentin and Carly would let that happen easily. In fact, I suspect both of them may try to stop Charlotte before she does something reckless. Valentin may fear what Charlotte could become if she keeps moving closer to revenge. Carly may understand that targeting Nina could create even more danger, especially if Brennan is still missing, unconscious, or being held somewhere. And Brennan's condition feels like a ticking bomb. I could see him trapped in a warehouse, a basement, or some hidden room, possibly unconscious and unable to defend himself. I don't know who will find him first, but I think whoever does may suddenly hold the power to expose Nina. This means that Nina's entire secret could collapse from one discovery, one locked door, one strange noise, one person asking the right question at the wrong time. Then there is Rocco, and I feel like his trouble may reach its peak next Tuesday. It seems like Dante may finally come face to face with what his son has done, or at least what Rocco may be accused of doing. I don't think Dante will be able to process it right away. As a father, he may want to protect Rocco. As a cop, he may need the truth. And as someone connected to Jason, he may be standing in the middle of a moral storm. I suspect Dante may eventually become the person who helps Jason move closer to freedom. I don't think Dante would want to owe Jason forever, especially if Jason took the blame to protect Rocco. That kind of sacrifice has a cost. It could haunt Dante. It could change how he sees Jason. It could force him to choose between the law and the messy truth of family loyalty. Could it be that Dante's love for Rocco becomes the very thing that pushes him to uncover what really happened? And now I need to move into the most frightening part of these predictions. Jocelyn, Cullum seems more dangerous than ever, and I get the feeling he may be thinking about killing her. I don't say that lightly. It seems like Cullum may have received information from inside his own group about Jocelyn's kidnapping and captivity. If Cassius is involved too, then Jocelyn may be trapped between two men who both believe she knows too much. I think Jocelyn may realize how bad this is. She may understand that she is not just a hostage anymore. She may be a witness, a threat, and a loose end. That could make her desperate. It could make her reckless. It could also make her more determined than ever to survive. I can picture her looking for any weakness, any small mistake, any chance to escape before Cullum or Cassius makes a final move. But here is the twist I keep coming back to. What if Joe is connected to Jocelyn's rescue? I don't know exactly how, and I'm not claiming this is where the story is going, but it would be a dramatic way to bring him into the center of Port Charles. If Joe somehow saves Jocelyn or helps bring her back to Carly, then everything changes. Carly may feel indebted to him. Brooke Lynn may see him differently. Chase may not know whether to trust him or fear him. And if Joe is tied to both the child mystery and Jocelyn's rescue, then his arrival may be far bigger than anyone expects. I also wonder if Joe's motives could be more complicated than they seem. Maybe he is not a hero. Maybe he is not a villain. Maybe he is a man carrying a secret that could destroy several families at once. Could he be trying to protect his daughter? Could he be hiding from someone worse than himself? Could he be connected to Ethan, Cullum, or even Brennan in a way no one has guessed yet? The truth may be about to come out, but I don't think it will come cleanly. I think it may come through fear, betrayal,